What's up guys, welcome back to a very different video here on the Zelda Realm channel. My name is Joe, and as always guys, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Today's a very special video. Today is the vlog of me getting my Switch 2. But right now it's midnight on Switch launch day, pretty much just after midnight. And I've just come back from a concert down in Dublin, which is a bit too much information, but sure. So it's been a late drive, and I was just reflecting the way up about this, about my Switch. Now this is obviously my new Switch, but the Switch has been the console that brought me back to gaming. And it's kind of hard not to reminisce on just how brilliant the console was. And obviously on Sunday there, I just did a video about my favourite Switch games that were ever made. But this has been an absolute gem of a console. I fell in love with gaming again playing this, and it's obviously so exciting that we're getting kind of the next edition, but it's sad to see this one go. So I'll officially bid goodbye. I will be keeping this, my collector's edition, and the next time you'll see me will be the morning before I go and collect my Switch 2. Good morning guys, it is 8:15. I'm in the kitchen, I've got the Zelda jumper on. You know what it is. We have 2 stops to make this morning, which is pretty exciting. So I've got my Switch 2 with the shop opening at 9 o'clock this morning, and there might be a queue or two, so probably going to go pretty much now and get that. And then my lovely fiance has got me a case for the Switch 2, which is from Smith's, and it doesn't open until 10. So I think probably, if I'm smart, by the time the queue goes through, by the time I get everything, then I'll just be able to go straight to Smith's and pick that up. So just about to go. Really, really excited, obviously. You can tell I've just woken up though. The voice has not recovered yet. It's not ready to go. But yeah, let's go. Let's get the Switch 2. Come with me now. Let's go. Woo! I have arrived at the shop now. It's about 20 to 9. And I genuinely thought the queue was going to be crazy here. I thought maybe I've left it a little bit too late, and I'm going to be queuing for a while. There are literally 4 people. So I think I've picked a good retailer. To be fair, I went with Curry's for my Switch 2. And one of the things they were doing was you could only pre-order in store, and you had to pay for the whole thing there and then. So I pre-ordered this about, I think, as soon as they went live. So it's 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So this feels like I'm getting it for free. If I was girl massing this, I'm getting my Switch 2 for free, which is pretty good. But I'm just glad I'm not doing delivery. So on days like today, I've been scarred a bit before from, I'd pre-ordered the Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition. I don't really get Collector's Editions for games, but I'd said that for Zelda stuff, this is even way before the channel, for Zelda stuff I'd get like Collector's Editions. I'd ordered that, coming for delivery. I got an email from DPD on the day saying, your parcel's arriving on Monday. And I was like, I literally have booked the day off to play this game, and it's not arriving to Monday, and I was panicking, and I was like, oh my days, what am I going to do? I was just sitting about the house, just flipping, waiting, and then it did just show up randomly, but it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you've lost your morning, so I'm glad I can come down. Obviously I've booked today off to get this. I can come down early in the morning, get the Switch 2. There was a Smith's midnight release here in the UK. I drove past the one that I'm going to today to get the case from, and it was crazy busy. So I'm glad I'm not queuing at midnight to get this. I've had my shut eye. I can get this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go and queue. I'm going to get my Switch 2. I'll show you the box in the car. We're going to have to kill some time, maybe get a cheeky McDonald's breakfast, and then we will go to Smith's and we'll get our case, and then I'll unbox it for you properly in the house. Well, it only took me 10 minutes, but we have got the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World bundle. This is the first ever console I've got on release day. I've never got a console on release day before. This is pretty mad. So we've got this. While I was in the shop, obviously because it was free, I kind of caved. And one thing I've always loved about the Switch, and I know I have one for the Switch 1, but to be honest, I think it's time to update it. It's getting a bit old. I got the Pro controller as well. It was £10 cheaper than I thought it was going to be, so that feels like a win. So we've got these two things, which is very exciting. Kind of surreal, a bit of a nightmare in the shop. So you had to have a physical receipt. I had mine. A couple of people behind me did not. They had lost their physical receipt, and they were basically refusing to give them their console, even though they had their surnames locked down. So I thank my lucky stars that I had my receipt. I could get that no problem. I've got a bit of time to kill, so I'm going to go grab some breakfast, maybe do a debrief and a chat then, and then we need to go and get our case from Smith's. So this is pretty exciting, I have to say. I'm pretty buzzing about this. I just want to get it open now, though. But yes, I've got Mario Kart World there, so we've got our first game sorted. And probably because I'm a sucker for these kind of things, Nintendo have got me fleeced, but I probably will spend £8 to get the welcome tour. But we'll see. Just waiting outside Smith's for my case. One of the things that was interesting, I heard a conversation in Curry's while I was getting my Switch 2, was somebody came in who hadn't pre-ordered, and they were like, absolutely no chance, and we have absolutely no idea when they're likely to next arrive. And it made me go, are we going to see a bit of a PS5 situation again? I know the Switch 2 is like uber popular because it's a family console and things like that, and I think they come out at a time here in the UK whenever either kids are about to go off school, so it's a good like end of year present. People are either buying them up now for Christmas, or the slightly older teenagers who are doing their exams can get them before they finish up, or just after they finish up as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, because it feels like maybe we're going to see kind of another situation where people are struggling to get. Apparently they went live online this morning and they were sold out instantly. So we know that in the UK here, we had providers cancel pre-orders because they didn't get enough through. So I just wonder how that's going to play out in terms of the next couple of months. But hopefully we don't see the shortages that we saw. Hopefully they're not going to be kind of with scalpers being sold in CEX for more than they're retailing for. But yeah, just going to get my case, and then I'm going to head home and get everything unboxed and everything. It's really torturous sitting here beside these two boxes and not doing anything with them, but I'm obviously not going to do them in the car. That would be pretty silly. And there we go. We've got ourselves the case. That's pretty good going. It's only 10:10. I think that's the beauty of a Thursday launch, and also, to be fair, with Smith's doing midnight launch, I think that helped too. But that was so quick and painless. In fact, if both shops had been open at 9, I would have been home probably by like 20 to 10. So really good going. Yeah, super easy. I thought I'd be out longer, to be honest. So the case looks really cool. The zips of the case look to be one of each colour of the Joy-Cons. So what we'll do is I'm going to go home, we'll go back to the kitchen table, and we will get all this stuff opened up for you. We'll unbox it, and then on Sunday I'll have a video up of some gameplay impressions of Breath of the Wild. So we'll do that. We'll just do an unboxing today, and then we'll do the gameplay stuff on Sunday. So yeah, let's go to me in the kitchen. Over to you, Kitchen Joe. Thanks very much, Car Joe. Yes, here we are at the table, ready to go. So we've got 3 boxes to do. I'm just going to go from I'm basically going to do Switch 2 last, right? These are my first time. I've never opened these boxes. The first time I'm doing this. So let's go with the case that my fiance bought for me. She gets her flowers. So this is the equivalent of my flowers. So let's see how the case looks. All right, opening. Okay, we've got, wow, we've got an additional screen protector in here, just in case. I do know that, I don't know if you've seen the countless articles where it's like, don't take off your film on your screen, don't do it. So we're not going to do that. Right, here we go, case time. Ooh, this is showing the size difference of the Switch 2 immediately. I have a Breath of the Wild case for my Switch. Ooh, clean. What do we think, guys? What do we think? Let me know in the comments. I love the zips being the Joy-Con colors. Let's see. Yeah, that's exactly the same as, we've got pouches in here for games. It's the same as my Switch case, same design. But look at the size difference. That's my OLED in there, so that's pretty substantial. I'll keep that there for comparison. So there we go. Looks good. As a bunch of flowers. That's pretty nice. Alright. Let's go to the Pro controller that I bought on a whim today. I wasn't going to get one. Then I saw them and I was like, actually, I've heard pretty good things about this. I think the design's pretty cool. And it's nice to have an OG one, to be honest. Let's see if I can open this box without damaging it. There we go. Alright, let's see. There's the usual tab. You get a USB-C cable with it, so that's good, a charging cable. Alright, let's go, let's see how this looks. Oh yes, now that is nice. And they've got back paddles, of course, which for Nintendo's pretty nuts. Yeah, even these feel much better. Ooh, that is clean. I'm glad I got that actually. Yeah. There's something kind of GameCube-y about the top. I don't know if you remember the GameCube controller, but there's something a bit GameCube with that. Yeah, that's nice. That's clean. That looks really good. Feels good too. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. That is the Switch 2 Pro controller, guys. I'll put it up closer to the camera. That is clean. Like that looks super clean. And there's a headphone jack, which is absolutely sensational stuff. I use headphones quite a bit. Yeah, nice. All right, it's the main event, guys. Listen, this is what you're here for. Really, is you're here for. I can't believe I'm opening this. This is crazy. Okay, we've opened the box. When you open the box, you get a nice Nintendo logo. Right, Nintendo. What joy have you packed for us? Oh, this is just an outer sleeve. This is like the Switch box. Here we go. Here is kind of the official Switch box. Whoa, look at that. Okay, 26-year-old man tries to figure out how to open a box on his day off work. All right. Oof. Let me just show you what I have seen as I've opened the box. This is very reminiscent of the Switch itself back in the day. So we'll start with the main screen. There we go, there's the screen. There's me, hello. Hi. There's the Joy-Con stuff. There's the back for anyone that's interested in the back. And look at the stand. Look at that compared to the Switch 1. Yeah, that's nice. That's cool. So there's your main screen. It's hard to really compare. I'll put the Joy-Cons on, then we can compare the size. This is the right Joy-Con. Yeah, I mean they're significantly bigger. I think. Yeah, they look bigger to me. The buttons look bigger anyway. I like that colour, you know, that's nice in person. That is nice. And there's, oh, that's the release. There's like a lock. How do I show this? Here. See here? That's the button to take them off. I'll put them both on together. We can see what that looks like as well. And then the left Joy-Con, obviously the same as the right one, but blue. Look at that. That's a lovely colour. That love a bit of sky blue. It just feels, oh yeah, they're significantly bigger. See, even holding that in my hands. This is, see these here being bigger? That's a game changer for 2-player Mario Kart. Alright, let's, okay, first time, let's see. Ooh, it just, literally just, and there we go. There, that looks clean, guys. Does that not look at that? That is, woohoo! Let's do a size comparison. Like, as I say, it's not always about size, guys, but in this situation, it kind of is. So, best way to do this, if I hold this up, and if I hold this up, yeah, look at the difference. You can actually see it when I hold them side by side. It's like little bro and big bro. The screen is way bigger. The screen looks way bigger, so interesting. There you go. That is the Switch 2. Do not peel off the protective film. I don't know how many times I've seen an IGN article about that. Do not take off the protective film. Right, I'm not showing this. I do not wish. But there is my Mario Kart Worlds game. It's kind of sad, isn't it? You don't get like a proper thing. But that's my download code. There we go. Right, what else do we have in here then? We have got the controller grip, which has the colours there, which is nice. That looks good. I mean, it feels... I'm not going to really use this, to be honest, because I have this. The only time this would ever be used is if I was playing 2-player and somebody wanted the full controller. Definitely feels different to the original Switch one, so that's pretty cool. We have all the boring stuff. We've got the USB-C cable. We've got our plug, which is... Whoa, that is... That's like the cleanest looking plug I've ever seen. Look at that. Oof. That actually is clean. I didn't think I'd be impressed by a plug today, but these things happen. Alright, this is kind of the next biggest... This is like the next thing I was most intrigued for. Here's the dock, ladies and gentlemen. Look how much bigger that is. It's like a proper thing. You see the inside of this? I don't know if I can... Look at the size of this thing. And then how do I... There's USB ports there on the side. HDMI port is... Oh, it still lifts off the same way, and then you've got your USB-C, your HDMI, and your LAN cables are all in here just the same way. So I imagine then that the fan is in here, but that, compared to the Switch, that is like a hefty... That's a hefty unit. That feels like a proper thing, rather than the kind of, not flimsy, but kind of plasticky version. And then finally we get HDMI cable included, which is always good to see. And the last thing, not but not least, are the Joy-Con grips. Whoa, these look super weird. So these must just sit on top. Do the way the Switch ones kind of slid on? These clearly just sit on top. That's so bizarre looking. That is interesting. There we go. Alright guys, so there you have it. There was my wee vlog of me getting my stuff. My table is now an absolute mess. But there is our first unboxing of the Switch 2. That, I have to say, that feels, I've heard this said a lot, it feels premium. You know, people were complaining about the price, but there's something very different about this. Like, obviously, fundamentally, it's the same thing, but it feels very, very different to the Switch. So, what's the content plan then? We've got the Switch 2, what's happening? It's very likely that if you're watching this video on the day it releases, I will either have been or am currently live on Twitch. So if you hit the link in the description to my Twitch channel, I'm going to be doing kind of a quick overview of the tour thing, maybe a quick Grand Prix in Mario Kart, and we'll look at Breath of the Wild on stream. And then on Sunday, I'm going to do a full Breath of the Wild impressions video, just playing through, start, seeing how that feels, what the difference is, and then you can see for yourself. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've got a Switch 2 today, or if you're getting one, and I'd love to hear from you. But of course, guys, if you haven't already, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again on Sunday to talk all things Breath of the Wild, because that's all I love to talk about. Just Breath of the Wild. Anyway, thanks guys. Chat to you soon.